Hello and welcome back. You're waiting for match 2. Match 2 is Afterlife versus Reliable. That will be coming up in just a second. I'm going to check the match comms right now. Actually, are they even in the match comms?
I saw a few of them joining, mostly Afterlife players, but that's about it.
Was anyone surprised that Afterlife was on time?
Davester, Cutlass, and Foster. Nope, not at all. And I'm not surprised that the eye-level team is late. Always the divas.
Par for the course. And don't hate, I have a Wally Mart Megatron shirt.
Is George still out?
I don't know, but that could be the deciding factor between victory or defeat for these two teams, because I think you need to be at your best when you face a team of this caliber. However, I did just see a Dark Star, or a Dark Tard, join the pre-match Paladin communications. So
I guess that's a dead giveaway.
Unless they have their backups join their chat. We'll never know. What we will know is if these teams do play, and they better, they have an audience waiting for them, and this is the litmus test. This is what we wanted to know. How far off was the skill curve of CEVO Season 2 from being competitive with ESEA Season 14 invite?
Yes.
You know? I'm very interested to know. And I don't, in the realist sense, I don't expect Afterlife to waltz in here and come out with a victory. It's unrealistic. What I do want to see is the case made that they have the ceiling, the potential to grow into being a good team. I'll take that back. They're a good team. I meant a ceiling to grow into being a great team.
Definitely agree with that, and I think they do have what it takes. Just probably need some more practice. Like you said, I don't think they're gonna just come in here and outright dominate Reliable, but I'm hoping to see them put up somewhat of a fight.
Hopefully more than somewhat.
What is this? This is CEVO TV, and match coming up is going to be Afterlife vs. Reliable CEVO-Main.
That's right. You guys are watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner's Klops. You can see that in our nameplates. Coming up for you is a Week 1 Map 2 CEVO-Main face-off between, that's right, the defending champions Afterlife and the newcomer potential favorites Reliable. We've been waiting for this one for at least half the evening, and earlier you guys watched Frost versus Power Players Club, and that one went to a 16-10 decision, I believe, right?
Yes, 16-10 Power Players came back. Well, started coming back on the second half, but then, Frost just had too many rounds, and, only having to win 2 rounds on the second half, you're more than likely going to get that.
That's very true. Somebody asked, is this our new channel, or are you just doing the coverage? Well, there's a couple answers here. Yeah, it's our new channel, but we're also still a part of Fixation TV and The Go Show. For our some odd events here or there, no. I'm answering that question. We'll be using that particular channel to cover some things, ESEA matches, that we cannot do on CEVO TV, and the odd event maybe that is maybe too small for consideration at the CEVO or the league level. So that one is still functional. We'll use that for private events. Don't worry. We'll still use our funny overlay and that drop down emote thing where Clay has a funny troll face.
Yeah.
Well, while you guys are here, you guys should know that there's a bunch of things going on right now. Obviously, Season 3 has just started. I hope you are one of the thousands of players who have signed up for a CEVO team this season, be it in Counter-Strike or any other game that you may be joining us from. In addition to that, the weekend of November 9th and 10th, join us for the Complexity 10th Anniversary Tournament. That event is hosted by CEVO, and you'll see the top North American teams such as Reliable, Frost, Denial, and Complexity show off their talents in round 2 as they have already received invites, and see the open field that you potentially have signed up to join, compete to advance past those open elimination stages into the group stages. So I hope you'll be there either watching or playing yourself, or maybe both, and that should be a lot of fun. We may even be doing that, Clay.
Yeah, we might be doing some of it. I think that they're gonna probably have some other people doing some casting as well, because I mean it's just a lot of matches. I don't think one particular group could handle everything by themselves. So
Our viewer says, "Take off some clothes." I'm hoping they're referring to me because you seem to be on your last layer.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean I don't have pants on, obviously. Never do when I'm on my computer, but that's
How can you
we don't need to
cast
get
with
into
pants
that.
on? You lose your casting mojo if you have pants on.
Exactly.
I actually am not very happy with this hoodie that I'm wearing. It looks exactly like Bill Belichick's Darth hoodie, and it makes me upset when I look like him, the Asian version of him. Actually, I'm wearing the exact same thing as Clay, and that would make us both like wear white tees. And I'm for stylistic reasons, I'm not going to do that to you guys because I want to be fashion sensitive.
Your
even though-
collar looks gray. Or that's just your hoodie. Never mind.
No, that's the hood. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
don't like hoodies that don't have the zip down the front anymore.
you do not like those.
Yeah. No, I mean those are what I prefer over like what you're wearing right here.
Oh, like these classic hoodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer the zipper down the front. They're much more flexible, adjustable. I have this one because it's, if you can tell, I don't know, there's no way you can tell, but I'll try to describe it to you. You can see just by like the way I'm touching it how thin this material is, which is why I wear it, you know?
Yeah. Is this fashion cast? Sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I love the way that Clay dresses, and sometimes we just share notes, and people are connecting to the Match client. So, Clay, the song and dance, as per usual.
IP, please.
I'm going to test it before. Actually, you have the staff up, don't you?
Yeah, I just want to make
portal?
you do something.
Well, it's Afterlife. I feel like by this time
I don't think it's gonna be on there.
it's probably not. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's probably not. But by this time, I should have Afterlife's Go TV memorized. If you guys weren't here for the onset of the dawn of Fixation TV, it started at the beginning, or well, Fixation TV as its most recent incarnation. It started at the beginning of season 2 with CEVO, and we didn't have a whole lot of clientele. We didn't have a whole lot of interest. Who wants to listen to Cotton and Clops? Not a whole lot of people. So we had to do some door-to-door work and some what's that the religion where they go knocking on door to door to talk to you about Jehovah's Witness. We had to do the Jehovah's Witness door-to-door salesmanship, and the first major account that we landed that gave us a chance to showcase our skills. One of them was Afterlife.
Yeah.
And we put on a show. And honestly, we were so proud of ourselves. We were so proud of ourselves. We hit something like 100 viewers with one of these really, really great casts, and in the middle of it, we just got absolutely bombed. Our current employer, CEVO, jumped in and they said, "Stop the match. Something's wrong here. There's been a cheating infraction." And all this time, we had no explanation about what was going on. So we thought, we're like, "Oh, are we not allowed to cast this? Do they own the rights?"
Is our delay not set right? What
Is their delay not set right? Do they own the rights to the Go TVs or something like that? So they blew up our very first big cast ever. We had a bunch of tech demos. We did maybe 7 tech demos, 1 billion sound checks, and a couple of artwork checks. But our first major showcase to the public got absolutely nuked by CEVO, and we'll never forgive them for it. But maybe over time the pain will dull.
Yes, it is the regular Afterlife server, by the way. I don't know why Dave Steer posted that one. I guess that's a little strange, but yeah, it is the regular Afterlife Go TV.
All right, then I will connect to that one. Hopefully I still have it since I formatted. I do.
Oh, you formatted.
Not by
I
choice.
need to format, but yeah, it's not looking fun for me.
Okay.
Just because I have to set up all the streaming stuff again, and just big pain.
I see.
I saw a couple people in there.
Good.
But you could go scout it out more.
Clay, I'll mention it again mid-cast, but God, I love that new patch update with the scoreboard showing, or the not scoreboard showing at the very beginning.
I agree as well. What do you mean the not scoreboard? It's pretty much a scoreboard. Shows KDA and money, all that stuff.
It's like a UI extension from each player's individual player portrait, which is, I guess, not a scoreboard, and why I called it not a scoreboard. But yeah, it's effectively a scoreboard substitute.
Yeah, and how it stretches out and then collapses back in and disappears. They need to do that just with stats now.
Show
And,
the viewers, if you will, the free look laser pointers.
oh, I'm not actually in the server, but
We have 4 in the server, 3 representatives from Afterlife, 1 from Reliable Gaming. That's Jay Mitchell, so we know it's going to be on in just a moment here, and the furious gunfire will resume. By the way, while you're connecting, what were your thoughts on Frost versus Power Players? I thought Power Players was in for a complete sweep, but they almost mounted the comeback.
yeah, I thought the same thing as well. And then I was just a little surprised that Frost wasn't able to close it out sooner. And it's funny because we were talking about how aggressive Frost was, and then Power Players just started doing the same exact
Powers
thing.
Gaming. I heard that reference, Clay. I heard your Cal.
Well, I was gonna say
source.
Power Gaming. I wasn't gonna actually say Powers Gaming, but yes.
That's a Counter-Strike Source Season 2 Cal Invite reference. That's amazing that you still know what I'm talking about, but continue, please.
Yeah, and so they took the page out of Frost's playbook right there, and were being really aggressive, and really Frost didn't really know how to answer.
You know, if it had gone on, if they had one more round, that's to say, if PPC P2 had won one more round and controlled the cache, they could have pushed it to a 16-14. It was already it was already 14-10, and that one play made by Steel and Frost to get early picks onto P2 changed the complexion of one round and therefore snowballed the rest of the game in their way. But if that one round had gone to P2, it could have been a 16-14 either way.
Yeah, it definitely could have. They had the chance. The last round we saw, the smoke cross was pretty much their downfall for the game. They messed up the smoke cross onto A, and didn't wait for the defensive nades from the CT, so they screwed them there, and that they put the round into Frost's hands, and they were able to walk away with it, despite almost giving up a impressive lead on the first half.
So, Clay, we have, of course, this match, and we need your prediction. And this one means more to the CEVO community than most games will, because this is the handshake, right? This is the point where the community merges between ESEA and CEVO, and we know Reliable is a favorite, but we just need to know how much of a favorite. And I'm going to leave it to your expertise to tell me how much of a favorite.
Oh man, I really want to see Afterlife do good. You know, they're friends of our stream, and I mean, we know they have the capabilities to do well, but right now I think I don't know how well they're going to match up against these invite level players. So I think I'm going to go with Reliable for the win. In terms of scoreline, I'm going to say 16. I'm hoping that Afterlife could at least put up 8.
16-8. 16-8. Now, people who think, well, 16-8 is like 2-to-1, it absolutely is a 2-to-1 win, but the difference is cash management. You can always tell a good game, not by the rounds won, but by the way the economy dynamics play out throughout the duration of the match. And a game is won by how cash is controlled. So 16-8, Clay is not saying blowout coming. It just means pretty forcefully well-managed game by Reliable. Hopefully we see a lot of trades. I want to see, 5 to 4 kills every round,
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a completely different discussion altogether if Reliable just, flips a switch and then they just thresh the wheat and it's 5-0 every round per kill.
Why don't you give us the keys that Afterlife will need to put into effect here to try and come out with the win here against Reliable? Or what do you think? What's your prediction? Give me that one as well. Give me a prediction first, and then...
I don't like a team, and I don't like... First of all, I don't want to use this excuse, but I feel it's valid today. I don't like a team to organize itself without its in-game leader, and Afterlife is indeed without its in-game leader today. So I think their potential is greater than what they'll be able to field today, and I think that as a result, it will be a more lopsided victory for Reliable than I would normally give. That said, I'm going to give Reliable a 16... a 16-9 win, and I know that's not a very great deviation from yours, but had I added Immortal into the lineup, I would have called it a 16-11 win, because I think an in-game leader can make that 2-round difference.
Agree with that.
Now, you were about to ask me for the keys to the map. I think everybody knows the D2 keys to the map here. Let's talk about the meta. Let's go deeper than just the keys to the map. We know everybody understands the long-range engagement map with Ops. We know that there's a lot of default looks instead of set pieces for Dust 2. What we don't necessarily know is what the meta is these days.
Well, it seems for terrorists at least, it seems to be, you know, get 3 members in mid while you have one guy at A, one guy at B tunnels looking for pushes, and then try to get that stack mid and try to get a kill onto the guy who's playing mid. But lately, you know, people have been adjusting to that, and you see 2 people playing B and then 3 people playing A for the most part.
Yeah, I would agree with that meta. I think the way we've seen it is teams are now very, very cognizant of the meta, and they'll now start sweeping and creating new plays to counter the meta, and that's to say 2-1-2s instead of a 3-1-1, and that's to say instead of doing a 3-man push through mid to control mid, they'll use sound fakes at mid and manipulate players by stretching out the map when actually the push happens to be at long. So there's a lot of ways that that could affect the outcome of this match, and I think, hopefully, this means that we're going to see a lot of variation in the gameplay. These 2 teams are cerebral. They understand exactly what we're talking about, you know?
Yeah.
So for both teams, we have the rosters. Well, we think we have the presumptive rosters. For Reliable, we will have TM, J. Mitchell, Arya, S&D, and I think probably a Mozbek. For Afterlife, For Afterlife, we know it's going to be a Cutlass, a Darktard, a Davester, Booty, and Foster. Again, no Immortal George, who happens to be the IGL for Afterlife, and that could make a dramatic difference in the outcome of this game. Hopefully, we'll see something here to really give us the barometer for who is playing at what level. Remember, as much praise as we're giving Reliable, they have not played to form in recent weeks, in recent games.
Yeah, you said that in USCA they aren't doing too well right now. Before that we saw them in any Revival, and like I said, they were just total beasts in that tournament. But like you said, having a bit of trouble here in the ESCA season.
That is correct. That is correct. All the same, I think the audience generally agrees with us. Reliable Gaming will be favored to win this one, and the general consensus is shut down Mozbek, and you have the keys to victory to beat Reliable. Now, I'm not gonna go out and finish the sentences that other people have on their minds. I don't believe that, and I am always perhaps naive to a fault, presumptive that somebody is completely legitimate despite the rumors here. So, like, you know, I genuinely believe that Mozbek is just an amazingly good player, and I agree that his statements on LAN when he finished the Season 14 LAN that he just played out of position and had a bad game. Now, I obviously understand that not everyone is going to agree with my assessment, but it is what it is, and you know, I think regardless of the actual situation, no one can deny that Mozbek is an absolute force, so they are correct. They have to isolate him, find out where he's playing, and understand whether or not he's playing a swing position, because not everybody plays a static position here, Clay.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't even say that, you know, you shut down Mozbek and you won the game. I mean, I've seen Arya go on tears before in games. He plays quite well, as well as, you know, Jay Mitchell, TM. They're all very capable players, and, you know, yes, shutting down Mozbek will obviously help, but it's definitely not, he's not the one key to success for Reliable.
Okay, so Clay, if you just saw that text input from Arya, I think their 5th, Mozbek, is 5 minutes away from home. Arya, of course, chiding and trying to soothe some nerves here. Cutlass saying that the match was supposed to start at the bottom of the hour at 10:30 Eastern time. It will be probably 11 Eastern by the time they are able to start. Now, they are able to play with 4. I wonder if they will, but yeah.
We do know that Afterlife does like to start promptly, and we did have some drama last season where the teams that they were playing against, a few of them didn't start on time, and they took the forfeit win. So we'll see what plays out here in a couple minutes. Hopefully there'll be some good sports, and actually wait for Mr. Mosbeck to get home, and we can have a good match on our hands.
You're absolutely right. You know, I hadn't thought to mention that again, but wherever Afterlife went last season, there seemed to be just a storm of controversy, and it's not by their doing, by the way. Every time that they were met with controversy, they were well within their rights on how the rules were enforced, and they just happened to be a magnet for it.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, for every yin there must be yang, right? So there's got to be some counterpart to that story, and the culprit in that story was one Ruination International, who put together some epic, absolutely jaw-dropping matches against this Afterlife squad, and some of them probably the most entertaining matches of that last season, better than invite level matches. Yeah, you're about to say, what do you mean? I meant more entertaining, not more skillful, but more entertaining than some invite level matches we saw. It was a battle of two theologies. Afterlife, the very intricately coordinated and passive traditional playing team, versus the brute blunt force and the pure aim skill of Ruination International, and the passivity of Afterlife versus like the volatile personalities of Ruination. It was perfect. It was a Cold War Russia versus US scenario, and I think everybody who tuned in for those matches just absolutely ate it up.
Yeah, it was a great rivalry, and there was quite a bit of drama to go along with it to make it even better and more exciting. So yeah, those were exciting matches, despite the
we'll call them complications.
Yeah, the complications with Ruination.
I still remember them vividly, and I know we're going off on a tangent here, but we're trying to buy some time before Mosbeck connects here. The first was the coming out party. Afterlife was de facto the powerhouse of CEVO at a time, and then Ruination, the new kids on the block, literally came in and just smacked around Afterlife. And Afterlife had its own comments about, yeah, we weren't prepared, season's not our thing.
Yeah. Ruination wiped the floor with them on that map right there, and it was a shock.
That's the cold truth. They got their faces used as a mop. It was bad. It was 16-6 or something, 16-5 maybe.
Yeah, it was really really one-sided. It was something you wouldn't expect from the two undefeated teams in Maine. You didn't think it was going to be that much of a difference in score.
You could tell that they really, really understood what happened and how the dynamics of each team's existence in the league spurred them on to practice harder, because the second meeting, Afterlife responded in kind. Yeah, they really did.
They did. They came back. They were doing. And then that game, there was some drama as well with the pausing, and and Ruination kind of got upset and kind of stopped trying, even though it was clear that Afterlife was, putting the hurt on them. So, I mean, no way to truly tell who would have won that game, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Afterlife improved quite a bit, and they did quite well in that match. And then that just made the grand finals and playoffs even more spectacular when they played.
Now, that second match, Clay, it was very close. The rounds were very, very tightly played. It was like 5 to 4 kills per round, and everybody had to rebuy. It was a back-and-forth affair. But like you said, it got out of hand. And it led to, of course, the final that was still controversial. 16-14. Ruination pulled it out. And I will say this in Ruination's defense before I go on with this story. They outplayed Afterlife. I don't mean to say that there was any in-game infractions with botting or cheating or anything like that. Ruination genuinely outplayed Afterlife on Nuke, and it was a comeback, and it was a great one, and we had hundreds of viewers, and it was phenomenal. We loved everything about it. Unfortunately, it was not meant to end in a fairy tale ending for Ruination. They met some infractions and enforcement against those infractions, excuse me, in the usage of ringers, I believe is the exact violation.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
That infraction, of course, stripped them of their title. CEVO had to replay their playoffs. Afterlife played again, vanquishing, I believe, Go Berserk in the new finals on DE Cash, claiming the title, becoming Season 2 champions. But honestly, anybody who saw Season 2 knows that, they just genuinely know, deep down, that the real championship was fought between Ruination and Afterlife.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was unfortunate, and I guess it's kind of hard to say if that Ruination was ringing, then that to say, oh, the spot was between them, because, I mean, if they were playing with a real roster, you never know how it was going to be, but, yeah, I mean, the two titans that were going battle throughout the entire season were definitely Ruination and Afterlife, and that's who you expected to see in the finals, and that's exactly what we got. Not to say that the Afterlife Go Berserk games weren't good as well. I mean, those two teams were pretty evenly matched in skill as well. And
anybody who's listened to us, anyone who's ever listened to us knows that we are the biggest Mahone fans.
Yeah. We are waiting on Mosbeck to join. We were informed about 3 minutes ago from Aria that Mosbeck was about 5 minutes from home. And Afterlife is being some good sports here, and they're waiting for him to arrive so we could get a good game going for you guys. And, I appreciate that from these guys. They could take the forfeit win if they wanted to, but they're taking the high road, and they're going to play it out.
And why not? This is the sort of league where the players really respect each other, and they want to be tested. There's nothing to be gained from forfeit wins in this. They want to play it out, and we have Flowsick connected, not a Mosbeck. Now, this just got interesting. No frag leader for Reliable. No in-game leader for Afterlife. What does this all mean? We'll find out in just a second.
It should be going live any moment here. I think we actually might be live right now. It's restarting, so get that casting voice ready, Brandon. Let me get mine ready. Okay, I'm ready.
The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. You are watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. You are watching Week 1, Match 2, CEVO-Main. That's so much to say. Reliable versus Afterlife. Two rosters that have been slightly modified from what you're seeing, and we're going to see some backups step into the limelight and try to make their mark on this match. A 4-1 split for Reliable will start the round. 4 Glocks heading toward long, 1 Lurk heading toward B tunnels. Davester will be the first one to find him. Here comes the engagement. Everybody backs off. 3 counter terrors holding at the cross. Flashes everybody. Everybody's totally blind. Davester tries to retreat up the ramp, and he might get hit before he comes over the top. Just get tagged once. He's in a very precarious situation. Lands a beautiful headshot. TM goes down in a heap. He's got 1 across, and Splosic trades out. 2-1. No, actually, excuse me. That's a 2-1 trade. TM the only one dead. Here's SND on the massive flank. Gets 1. Can't get the other. 2-3 retake for Dark Tart and Cutlass. They have 3 on the platform. Jay Mitchell, Arya, and Flowsick holding onto the site here. They need to split up to hold on to the bomb site better. 2 counter-terrorists have chosen to enter together. A little bit risky here, but there are no nades available for the terrorist here. Pizza Smoke will block the vision of the platform. Flowsick comes up over the top to check. Sprays 1. Tries to jump Glock. Doesn't get it. Time's ticking. Dark Tart must make the play. Steps up over the top. Flowsick gets 1. Looks for the second. Cannot clean up. This is... Whoa, another trade for Cutlass. This is looking good for Cutlass, but he needs to finish up now, and he gets knifed in the back here. 4-5. That's exactly what we want, Clay. Every round. 4 kills, 5 kills. That's exactly how good matches are made.
Yeah, exactly. And even if Cutlass got those kills right there, I think he was just a little bit too much out of time. Good play by Davester right there, going along. He just did a quick peek, saw that they were rushing it, and beelined it back towards the ramp and let his teammates know, hey, you need to throw a flash for me because they are right on my ass. And that's exactly what they did. So good play. I mean, good defensive skills by Afterlife right there. They just couldn't quite get the shots when they were coming through to the site.
Big play there by S&D as he flanked in that particular round, came through double doors and disrupted the retake for the counter-terrorists here. Absolute mob fest for the terrorist forces here. Foster, Dark Tart, and Davester already eaten alive by some Pro 90 Mo. All 5 terrorists alive, but Jay Mitchell just barely that. Cutlass comes around the corner, gets a dink on Arya, almost got the kill here. Arya's down to nothing. He needs to tell his teammate Booty that he's got somebody wounded down at long, and he can at least build up some cash there. Booty gets that one. That's good communication, at least, to bring down someone on this round, but that's not what you want if you want to start building up cash. 1 kill, not really enough.
Yeah, exactly, and we're going to see Afterlife go in and get the save going once again. They're not going to do an early buy here. They want to save, get their full buyout on the 4th round, and try to pick up the wins from there.
So, Clay, you have another eco round, and you're facing a team that probably can out-aim you. They're going to use a lot of force to start pushing people around, and this round in particular, they're going to go with a more of a split look here. Jay Mitchell found Booty, who tried to get an aggressive peek. If you have a opportunity here to take a risky play and not really be penalized because you're going to lose the round on the Nico anyway, do you stack A like this? Do you stack B? Do you try to push?
I mean, you could try to do a push, but it's kind of expected from these guys. You know, in the eco round, that's pretty much what you could expect some teams to do. But it is the 3rd round, and Reliable could have thought that they weren't going to go for the eco round; they were going to go for the surprise buy. So pushing necessarily wouldn't have been too terrible of an idea.
That is a long-distance P90 kill that should never happen. But P90s are P90s, and they're very strong. Finally, we have reached the gun rounds. Afterlife now needs to make its stand, lest they face getting buried for the entire half, and Reliable is a squad that can certainly do that. We have S&D fielding the op. No op at all on the Afterlife side, and that could be a pivotal decision here. 3-2 split, all leaning toward B for the counter-terrorists. It looks like it'll be a 2-on-2. Davester and Foster entering B. Flosick and Jay Mitchell, their counterparts, entering B tunnels. Looks like your standard mid-control, Clay, and this is the meta. Nobody's venturing out into doing anything super unconventional yet. They just want to control mid with Jay Mitchell, S&D, and potentially TM.
Yeah, and having that number 4-man Cutlass hitting out in mid as we see him gets that entry kill and along, and that's going to open up the map from there on out for these guys. But yeah, having Cutlass play mid like that is going to be dangerous because they are going to, most likely get a 3-man stack in mid, and they're going to try to exploit that pick. You like you said, use the sound cues to try to get him moving around through the door so they could get the pick on him.
That blue box hide there for Davester was probably a ace in the hole type play, but it didn't work. TM was too prepared and leaves himself alive for the remainder of the round. Arya brings down the 2nd one of the round, and Afterlife, after setting up to buy this round and setting themselves up for success, have suddenly realized that there is a lot of firepower in this Reliable squad here. This is not a joke. These guys know how to shoot. Foster brings down 1. It's a 2 versus 4 retake, and a huge bonsai jump for Flosick will bring down 2. No gun saved. It's easy to get into a mental hole here, Clay. You suddenly have 4 ripped off real fast. You understand that the other team's a favorite here. How do you block that out and just keep on just chugging through?
Well, you got to try and pick up a couple rounds here and there. I mean, they're trying their best here, but it's just not working out for them so far. And I think one thing that keeps getting them here is the fact that they're not taking into account the lurk position that most of these invite level teams like to play. As we see a nice entry there from Jay Mitchell and Arya, and Flosick grabs one at B, and it continues over at long. But yeah, they're not looking for that lurk over in mid. They keep going for the rotate, and they're getting punished by it. And that's one of those things you got to realize that in these upper level teams, they like to have that lurk position for the rotates.
Absolutely true. When you have 5 shooters who are all armies of 1 in and of themselves, you can afford to break one off and not contribute him to the strat, because having a lurk is almost as strong as having someone else for a split. So a 2-2 split with a lurk is oftentimes the choice of an invite level team, and it's jarring when you're not looking for them. You're thinking this must be a 3-2 split, and suddenly you don't do the full head count and somebody lurk kills you. Then you start realizing they don't really use all their players for the strats. They're having people wait for us to make mistakes. And this is the sort of rude awakening that teams like Afterlife will be facing in this game and many other games to come.
Exactly. Looking at Foster, he's holding this double door position. Jay Mitchell looks like he wants to fire. Flash goes over the wall. Jay Mitchell comes out, takes up Cutlass, and does get Foster as well for the double. And he's going to keep on moving. Picks up a third. Nice shot by him, and that's going to leave Dark Tart alone in B. And here comes Jay Mitchell on the window. And it's going to be a pinch onto B here, and Dark Tart is in for some trouble. That's 4, and this could be an ace for Jay Mitchell.
It very well could be the ace for Jay Mitchell. Our last player alive is Davester, our number 5 man. If you go to him, it's at the top of Palm. If you look right behind him on the radar, it's Ari. He can hear him. Here comes the ambush. There's the kill. There it is. And he chooses to stick with his M4A4. Flowsick is the next one down to the door. Davester lands a nice burst, brings down Flowsick through the door. You can tell the basics for Afterlife are sealed. They're very good at shooting. You know, they're good at communicating. It's just the advanced, high-level nuances that will probably be their undoing if they lose here today. I like the fact that there are moments where we can see, oh, these guys can shoot. You know, these guys can actually play. It's just a matter of veteran experience that they lack.
Exactly, and you know what? Being able to play against these guys is really good for these main-level teams who you know, it's kind of a gift that they get to play with the invite level teams in there, because then they get to play against them, you know, and actually review the tapes and actually learn what was going on and learn how to play their game better, you know.
That's actually one of the things that's highly, highly underrated when it comes to this sort of thing. Just like professional sports, you can use Counter-Strike. Oh, well, let's be real. Counter-Strike is a sport these days. It's no longer... Nobody actually thinks they're shooting guns. It's like they're playing an actual sport. You can use tape. Use tape to review your game film and improve yourself. And you can be certain that teams as dedicated like these guys, if you know they win or lose, will be using this to better themselves and correct any correctable errors that they have. It's a 2-3 split. No lurk thus far. They are looking for that entry kill here. It's kind of an amoebic, just make your way in. Oh, beautiful first 4 burst onto Jay Mitchell. He gets rudely awakened and dropped right there by Davester. One at the blue. Davester has to note that somebody had crossed, but that flash knocked out his sound. So he's using purely instincts now, and this could be highly disastrous for him. Yet, S&D picks him out. That's Flowsick with the second one. Booty and Davester down. That opens the door to A. It's a 3 versus 4 defense here, and this, you know, at this point, Reliable is just picking and choosing which bomb site it wants to go to, and as they should. They are very, very good aimers. I don't think they've had to use a single set piece yet this game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just playing it, getting those picks, doing what they need to do, and they have control of A right here. Seeing Dark Tart coming up, trying to get that retake on the Cat, and now it's up to Cutlass. He's 1v1 against S&D, pulls out the pistol, and S&D finishes him off.
S&D actually gets up from
Flowsick.
the A platform into the pit. So Flowsick actually hit a great shot onto his teammate in the pit.
Interesting, interesting, interesting.
7-0 for Reliable. It's not the prediction that we gave. We thought it would be a little bit closer, but again, Clay, it's not all being told purely by the tail of the tape on kills. Jay Mitchell lands a nice counter pick. I guess you call that a counter pick because Cutlass picked him. It's a lot about money management here, and that's also a tale of veterancy. And it's just so hard to climb out of a slide when you're facing superior players and also facing bad odds with your money.
It is, you know, they have the losing bonus going for them, so they are able to still buy, and trades go down right there. And it is the round. It's three versus 3 still, but it looks like, oh no, actually Afterlife has controlled the bomb, and Foster gets an op kill right there in mid, and he's going up against S&D right here. S&D surely had to have seen him, and I thought Foster did as well, but I guess not. He finally does get the cue that he's there on Cat, and I think Davester's just going to call him back over the bomb and be like, guys, we got bomb down. You need to get over here and help me defend this.
Yeah, you got to play this as passive as you possibly can as Afterlife here. You got the clock kind of working against you. You could have had it closer to the 0 mark, but not everything will go your way. And you got to make the the terrorist come to you. Dartard lurks beautifully, brings down S&D. Only one left. TM will be the one trying to clutch. He has the bomb right in his sights. He's got to know that people are around him. He's absolutely got to know. He'll retreat. 40 seconds left. He'll make the sprint to the bomb site. Has one counter-terrorist through the smoke. He lets everybody knows where he is. There's no real rush if you're the counter-terrorist here. Reliable has tons of money, so preventing the bomb plant isn't one of the priorities on your list. It's just winning the round, and they know where he went, so they'll try to do this together. And you know that they're in their communications channel, Mumble or Vent, talking just furiously right now, making sure that they do this correctly. TM tries to clutch, get dinks, and goes down. That bomb plant will be easily defused. Afterlife puts up its first clay. They've got a double op look, but they've also stopped their losing streak bonus. So they've got to start building on this.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the money flow is going to stop since you got that round, so you need to be careful. A Cutlass going for that aggressive pick in mid. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. It was a risky move, and being down 7-0, probably not the best. You know, just play it passively with those ops, use them to your advantage against the long range, and look at this. We're seeing an auto snipe from Jay Mitchell.
I love auto snipers, but I will admit that they need a little bit of balancing here. No shots for the smoke register for the counter terrorists, which is a sigh of relief for them because Afterlife needs the advantages they can get. If you pull up the overhead for me, Clay, it's a 4-1 mid control. Arya looking through long. It's going to be a split on A. They seem to have determined their personnel matchups, and CS is really based so much on personnel matchups. When you find a weak point, it's not picking on someone, to be mean. You've got to use your advantages, and when you find holes like the holes in Afterlife's A defense, you've got to exploit them, and Reliable knows that.
Yeah, exactly. Booty just tried a cheeky flash right there off the wall, but Flosick was hiding, that was SMD, excuse me, hiding behind the wall and didn't get flashed at all. And he just so happened to peek at a bad time. Davester doing work as well. It's a 3-2 retake for Afterlife, and they're both coming from the same firing window at long here.
Deep flash by Jay Mitchell will land right in the eyes of the counter-terrorists and buy even more time for the terrorists. That is 3 up on the platform. Actually, 1 at the cross. S&D dropped down. 1 at the back. Jay Mitchell auto-snipes Cutlass before he can get his op shot off. Another round for the terrorists. They're 2 surviving, 8-1. Reliable up by 7. And Clay, like I said, that losing streak bonus is gone. Suddenly, you are absolutely hamstrung when it comes to your wallets.
Yep, and as you see, they're back onto the save. Highest amount of cash is on Darktard with 4,800. Everyone else was at about 2K or less. And we're seeing a stack on B, which if they push, they might be able to catch 2 in the tunnels.
This may be the right call. This absolutely may be the right call. Jay Mitchell running down mid with the smoke in his hand will pull out his gun. Here comes the push. Cutlass catches 1, actually doesn't kill him, gathers more information. Suddenly, where this cool call might have delivered some kills, it just got blown apart by the sheer firepower of the Reliable squad there. They walked out with 2 kills and built a little bit of cash, but I thought the 5-man stack maybe could have delivered a couple more kills.
Yeah, a lot of damage was done. They just couldn't get those kill shots in. As we see, Arya only 1650. He's been dying quite a bit. So as you see, once you die a lot, and even if you are winning by 9-1, you're still going to run out of money here. He's only got 1400, and we're still seeing Afterlife able to buy here after that eco round. They got some cash and they forced some rebuys. So, being down this much, not the best, but it's what you would like to do on an eco run, force as many rebuys as possible if you can't get the round.
That's absolutely true. You guys are watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops with his ever insightful analysis. We are actually experiencing a dominating performance by Reliable. Here comes the entry. Arya gets gunned down by Darktard and Davester, who do an admirable job holding onto the site. There's the 2-2 trade. Jay Mitchell getting a double, looking back toward the smoke where the counter-terrorists surely will be rotating through, and they are coming through CT spawn. Davester picks up another one. It's a 3-2, and it could be possibly, if it's done correctly, the second round for Afterlife. 2 in the bomb site. That's S&D and Jay Mitchell, 1 in the closet, 1 in the back of the site. They have to do this together, Clay. They absolutely must. Davester has his flash.
Sorry. I was going to say, they definitely have a chance if Jay Mitchell's going to keep holding on to that auto sniper here.
They do. SND's really trapped in here. He knows he's at the back of the site. There's another shot. Jay Mitchell in the closet cannot finish. Booty and Davester clean up the job, and they've got kits to do this, I believe.
No, they don't. Booty's still going for it, and I think he just has enough time.
And a tone! There you go. I got tricked. That kill skull symbol I thought for a second was a defuse kit. It wasn't. You got me, and I was sweating for Booty for a second, because how frustrating would that be if they knocked out all the terrorists and they just couldn't get that defuse?
Yeah, look at this. Jay Mitchell, 19-4. The rest of his team falling quite a bit behind. He's actually doing most of the work here. I think the next round was 9-6, 8-4. So yeah, Jay Mitchell is being a beast right now in this game. Definitely doing a lot of work for his team.
Entry looks pretty clean thus far for TM. Actually has a nade out when Davester comes back to peek him. Everybody knows he's in the pit because of the death cam and because Arya saw him go back in. That high flash doesn't blind anyone. Sails behind. Doesn't matter. Davester lands a nice double kill there. He has a crossfire setup with his teammate. Arya goes down. This is an amazing round for Davester.
Goodness.
That is so well played. That is so well played. 3 for him. This round going toward the counter-terrorists already. Jay Mitchell in the doorway, and he lands a shot on Booty. Booty will tell him how close he is. If Davester can pick that up, that's a quad for him, and he can get an ace on Reliable. Polaroid moment!
Oh! It's the ace for Davester. He played that so well, like you said, getting the 2 kills and then ducking back in the pit while one of the other members of Reliable got in a firefight with Booty. He comes out and picks up the kill right there. Great job, great communication by those guys working together on in tandem at A.
My God. You know what? If nothing else gets accomplished today, Davester pats himself on the back. I did my job, guys. 2-2-1 split. Arya holding long bomb, traveling up catwalk. Booty and Davester are actually holding in a two-man squad. They've leaned toward B, thinking that since we beat them at A, maybe they won't challenge us again. Unfortunately, that's the wrong guess, and, you know, Reliable is not one to get bullied and not go back to the same bomb site. They're plenty confident in their ability to take whichever site they'd like to. Whatever it is, it's a mid-control here. They're looking for some pushes. TM, J. Mitchell, Arya, and SMD just waiting at mid, waiting for someone to make a mistake here. And Afterlife, they need to be careful not to play too carefully here. They need to make the big plays. Davester comes up over the top of mid, sees a couple players, and he knows he has a chance here. Entries look really good for Reliable. They've traded 3-2. Dark Tart and Cutlass are the ones who land kills. It's down to a 3-on-1 here. That round, of course, you can't pull the hood over Reliable too many times there. They, in a straight-up gunfight, will oftentimes win.
Yeah, Davester had the chance to do an epic flank right there. Of course, he can't see what we're seeing, but if he just got on it a little bit quicker, he would have got it. Got in there, got probably about 4 people right on their back, and he would have been able to do a lot of damage, but he was just a little bit slow coming behind. And you know, he's definitely just paying these guys a lot of respect. He knows they're good, and he knows he can't just roll over them like you maybe used to back in last season.
Now that you have serious competition here, that's got to be a trick you got to know by studying game tape there, Foster. Many invite level teams in ESEA will do the high-low there on the catwalk on top of the Xbox and down on the floor, and he just got victimized by a Cutlass. Trades out. Dark Tart gets another one. It's a one-on-one with S&D. If Booty can do his job, they'll set themselves up nicely for a victory, but they cannot. It's down to a 3-on-3 again. Rifles for everybody. Arya wielding his deagle. Davester just hits himself in the forehead there with a little bit of a facepalm. He had a free kill lined up that he just couldn't bring down. Bomb gets planted. TM still on the platform. Davester has a touchdown kill. It's down for a clutch on Cutlass. He's got one on the platform, and we know that there's one down at long. So here comes the victory lap. First one jumps over the top. Cutlass almost decapitates him. One-on-one with TM is lost. We're coming down to the end of the half here. 11-3. You know, Clay, I know the T side is advantageous, but it's not enough to get you, say, 8 rounds, for example, just purely on the fact that it's lopsided. Afterlife needs this last round.
They absolutely do. Looking at the scores, Cutlass, Booty, and Foster all bottom fragging with 4 kills. That's very uncharacteristic for these guys. Usually they're doing a lot better as Cutlass trying to defend long A here with his deagle, not coming up with a kill. Booty does get one though, and they have 3 members stacked over there, so they might be able to hold this quite well. Davester grabs another one, but Reliable is answering in kind. Flowsick there trying to get a kill. He does get another one, and A site is pretty much theirs now as Dark Tart coming in. Gets the flank and the nice headshot. He's now got an AK to his name, and he can clutch this.
Dark Tart coming up over the top of Cat, gets flashed, knows where everybody is, however, so it's not really a matter of mystery. It's just a matter of hitting shots here. That doesn't help when you get hit and tagged by a nade that brings you down to 44. It's a one-on-one with TM. He needs to land the first one. He can't. He actually does right before he goes down. Flowsick wraps up nicely with a bow tie this first half. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton, my partner is Klops. We had some highlights in that half. They were really fun. By the way, let's get to the real things here. Please follow us, first of all. CEVO TV has just launched. We've got to recoup all of our followers, bring you guys back into the fold here. We've got some awesome games coming up this season and some better features, not only in the league, but in terms of what we can offer as a media group. So you'll be pleased if you do follow us here. And after that, you guys missed one giveaway today, but perhaps we'll do some more coming next week or later in this week, wherever we're casting. So please do. And did I miss anything? Oh, sign up for the Complexity 10th Anniversary Tournament run by CEVO. You guys won't be disappointed with that one. We've got a great tournament with some invite-level teams in it that you can participate in and see how good you stack up with those teams. Here comes the second half, Clay. And I seem to have my scoreboard stuck up on my screen, so I'm going to reconnect. Why don't you call the round?
All right, sure. It is. Well, we see trades going down. Reliable doing the better here as they are up 4-3 in terms of players here. And Afterlife picking up the bomb. I think their number one man Foster sees that long A is open, and he's calling the bomb over there, so they are going to be going over here. The Dark Tart is pinned in lower B right now. He has a chance to get S&D's head right here. Misses the Glock jumping burst. And now S&D knows, hey, there's guys, they're going in long A. And Davester gets a nice kill right there, and they are going to get this bomb planted, so now it's a 3 versus 3. Jay Mitchell super low on health. Arya gets tagged right there down to 22. So this round is looking really good for Afterlife right now. And look at this Dark Tart on the getting chased, picks up 1. That's Jay Mitchell down, and the last 2 CTs are heading up to Cat. Going to try and retake this together. And it's going to be up to Arya and Flowstick. Arya's super low on health already. Just another shot will take him down. Flowstick cleans up 1, and he's going in for Foster right now. Dark Tart needs to get over there, help his teammate, because they are going to try and take this, and he can't get it. Flowstick goes down. That round goes to Afterlife. So that is 12-4, and we're going to see an SMG round here from Afterlife. They should be able to pick up this one as well. Seeing the buying of nades and shotgun, actually, a Nova from Reliable here. Looking at the map, let's see what we got. We got a 2-1-2. Booty is hanging out in spawn. 2 members of Afterlife are going to B tunnels, and 2 are hanging out long A. Looking at our number 7 man, that's TM. He tries to push and gets dinked in the head. His Nova's down. His teammate can't pick it up. They do, and then Foster grabs another one on Jay Mitchell, and that is going to be bad for Reliable. The bomb still in mid. Looking at the number 0 man, Flowstick, he's pushing into B tunnels, picks up a nice kill. He's going to be able to pick up a MAC-10. Doesn't pull it out, though. He gets caught with his knife. He goes down, and that's going to leave the number 8 man and 9 man, S&D and Arya. S&D with Nova, trying to hold down long, and Arya is hanging out at A. If Afterlife decides to go B, they're going to be free and clear. Looking at the B tunnels, they are going to take the bomb B. Arya still hanging out in A, and here's S&D. He's going to get that information. He sees at least one is going mid to B, and he's going to be able to relay that to Arya, and they're going to be able to keep going and get into the site. And I see Brandon is calling me. I'll answer his call after this round. But other than that, the bomb is planted, and Afterlife is looking really strong. Take this. The team is retreating. S&D wants to save that Nova, it looks like. And Arya is just going to be waiting on Cat. They might be trying to just go for exit kills here. Maybe force some of these guys from Afterlife to rebuy. Foster's only at 6 health, so I mean, he's very dangerous here. And he needs to get out safely and hold on to that coveted Carmel UMP 45. Alright, round goes to Afterlife. That's 2 on the second half. Let me answer this call from Brandon, get him in here.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Welcome for me. Thank you. That was so weird.
It was.
I honestly have the strangest things happen to me in CSGO where my keyboard and mouse freeze randomly. I
thought when you said you were going to restart, I thought you mentioned CS. I was like, where's Brandon? He's not talking.
Yeah, I have no idea. So recap for me what happened.
Second round was just a standard round where they Reliable tried to push through long, and it didn't work out too well. Foster picked up 2, and they just rolled it into B, and were able to get that round. And right now, Afterlife is pushing long A again, and it's open, and they should be able to cross and get this bomb planted going to number 5 man Davester. He's going to be the one leading the charge for these guys as the CTs are rotating in. They are doing a lot of damage with their pistols. Cutlass gets 1. And the nade exchange goes down. Foster finally gets taken out, but they are just exchanging kills left and right. Arya, the last one alive, with his 5-7 jungle theme, and he's going to try to clutch this.
All right, so I'm back to the top of the catwalk. Will engage Dark Tart, only land 1 hit. That'll be enough to scare him off. Very weak terrorist force here. Here comes the exchange, and that round gets cleaned up here. 12-6, and maybe our prediction does come true. Maybe. We're at an outside shot here.
Well, it is back to the gun round, so we'll see how it turns out. No ops being picked up from Reliable, and no ops from Afterlife. So let's see how it plays out.
Personal announcement: if anybody knows of some reason why Counter-Strike might be freezing my keyboard and mouse and locking me up and locking me out of being able to control my computer at times, tell me the fix, because I'd like to know here. A couple flashes over the top will blind S&D and Jay Mitchell, but of course they don't commit to that. They're going to leave Foster holding long, make sure that nobody pushes through. It's the same passive, same sort of meta mid-control look that we see all the time in Dust 2 that everybody knows. And TM will play it from the opposite side of the convention. Arya will back him up. It's a 2 look at mid. It's a 1-2-2 look with 1 inside of B. Arya rotating through back and forth as a swingman is now playing the swing position much like somebody would play the swing position from the cross at A, typically. 2-on-2, it's a standoff. It's an absolute standoff here. No one wants to make a mistake. Reliable understands that they need to put this one away, and they're not going to commit any stupid errors here because they know they should win this. But they could very well walk into a trap here like Davester waiting for S&D, who blows him apart. TM trades out here. Darktard trying to trade back through, gets dinked, and nobody knows how much damage they just did, but Booty and Darktard just got leveled. They're at 14-1. They'll try to hide it as best they can. Here comes the entry. Davester gets sprayed down by TM. There's got to be one more there, and TM has some sort of suspicion that somebody's down there, just like we said. It happens. Actually, that kill was Arya looking up toward Catwalk. One-on-one with Darktard. Too easy for Jay Mitchell, who had full health fighting against a 1 health Darktard. Long range spray, no good for Foster, no kill for Foster. First round won by Reliable. And Clay, after the pistol rounds, Reliable unfazed.
Yeah, Cutlass, Foster, and Booty still bottom fragging for their team, which, like I said before, very uncharacteristic. Usually they're the ones who are doing quite well. And I would expect them to pick it up here on T side because, like I said, they like to play the entry frag and roll, and you know usually that's where they shine. We do know that Afterlife has a much better T side than CT side on most maps, but let's see how they continue this out in terms of gun rounds now.
Now, at the beginning of the round, Arya was actually exchanging some gunfire with 2 terrorists using AKs to spray down the door there, and in his confidence, he stepped up to the door and tried to crouch fire, get a 1-tap onto a terrorist firing down at him, and he actually received a headshot through the door and is starting the round with 18 health, which is no fun for him. So he's taking up a swing position very back, very passive, and very support-like, where he doesn't have to be so focused on if he was the recipient of a huge push, for example. So smart play by him, smart way to cover up that initial mistake here. Same loading look for Afterlife as they do a 2-2-1 leaning toward B. If I had to guess, they're going to try to smoke over B and try to do a split onto B, but this Reliable team is set up too well for it. They've already had 3, if you count the 4th one on Cat, leaning toward B, so this is not set up for success like we want it to be.
Yeah, I agree, and they're taking a lot of damage here as they try to move in, and it looks like that Reliable seems to know what they're already doing. They're already setting up the rotates, getting into CT spawn and Cat, and you know, the number 7 man is ready to push from long A as soon as he gets the word.
Flow 6 sees everybody enter, has an incendiary out, can't get it out. A clean entry for the counter-terrorists who have entered into the bomb site as they smoke out the door. They've actually created a smoke wall that nobody will be able to penetrate here. Darktard is blind, looking the wrong way, has one by the door. Everybody's blind. Nobody knows where anyone is. Darktard looking through that smoke, knew that somebody was there and chose not to fire. If he had just trusted his instincts, he could have had the round. 3-man retake for Reliable. If they can pull it off, Booty will have something to say about it. He'll spray through the door and bring down Arya. 2-man retake left. That's Reliable's TM and Jay Mitchell. One more down. They're going one by one. This is sort of introductory CS 101. Don't retake one by one.
Yep, it is, but they aren't following it, and it seems, you know, they should know better than that, and it's going to put Reliable on a save round, which gives Afterlife the chance to reach 8 here and close the gap even further.
They've got to be feeling really good about themselves here because Reliable, having won, have completely knocked out their losing streak, if you will. That will make them suffer a very severe penalty when it comes to cash on the next round here. And if you look, they're down to 1,023, 27. Only Jay Mitchell's looking healthy enough to push here. Darktard's going to be the one to fight off everybody. Here's Galil's trying to fend off one. He just does not deliver there. Cutlass has to pick up more than one, a triple for him. If he can get a quad, that's a quad for him. If he can get a quad, I was going to say that's more than enough. I was going to say double, but we'll go with quad. How about that?
That's fine. Flosic grabs a nice pistol kill and an AK for himself. Cutlass can pick a face here. Shooting through the door. Doesn't get it. Foster takes it instead. And that's going to be a quad for Cutlass. Like you said, good job spraying down that pistol rush over in long.
So your prediction was 16-8, and we are at that mark at least. So we'll take the over thus far. We're hoping for much more, and we're hoping for a really close game here. Afterlife picking up some momentum, and I know it's an intangible thing here, but confidence is so important when you're playing, especially on a team like this. You know, that rallying belief that we can do this can sometimes be the rallying cry. We can do this. We can overcome the odds. A 2-3 split for the terrorists here. They will set up an off look here, probably inadvisable given the context of the situation. You got to know, on a map like this, a reliable squad is going to field an op, and if you are not fighting with an op, you better get closer.
Exactly. Especially on this map where the meeting points are, you know, so long mid, long A, I mean even B, the B tunnels to the B platform is a very long connection point where you meet up with people and have your encounter points. So, like you said, play up close if you're not wielding those ops.
Flash up over the top for Flosick will do pretty much nothing. A nade bounced by him. The first damage of the round is just some distance flak that does about 20 to Flosick here. Very, very cautious look for Afterlife. They know exactly what's going on this round. They know it's a gun round. They know they cannot make any mistake here. And they know that the prize at stake is another save round on the other side of this. So they're very, very tentative here. Cutlass working slowly up the catwalk. We'll be checking A in a moment here. 3 at mid. That's Davester, Foster, and Booty loading up here. Clay, this has got to be nerve-wracking for them here.
Yeah, and you can tell it is because, like you said, they are taking their sweet time. Dark Tard gets the entry over at long, and he might get killed here as the flash goes down. Is the push going to happen from our number 8 man, SND? He does push, but he gets Foster instead. They do have the entry onto A. They're going to get in the site. They need to look towards ramp and CT spawn. Cutlass can't pick up that kill, and ooh, Flosick does go down, and it is a 3v2 situation, so this could be good for Afterlife, but S&D picks up 1.
All right, so Jay Mitchell coming up to the top of the ramp, has an op, gets shot by his teammate, gives away his position, and he gets sprayed down by the Goosehead Booty. That's another round for Afterlife. They pick up that op, and by the way, it's got to be another eco. This is where you start to feel good, and call us prophets, Clay. This is the rallying cry. This is, if we can hit those double-digit rounds, we're only 5 away. That's what you say as Afterlife. We're only 5 away to the tie point. We're only 6 away to the victory here. Don't make any mistakes. Play to win. And anything is really possible in their minds.
Exactly. Look at this. We're seeing an all-out stack onto B from Reliable, and it could pay off, actually, because the bomb is in the B tunnels, and if they all rush it, they might be able to get a quick kill here.
They absolutely could. That's the major fear here, but looks like Foster's done his homework. He sprays down. If he can get 2, that'll be enough. Booty will clean up for the rest of it. It's a 2 kill there. They delivered weapons to the counter-terrorist hands, and TM and Flosick are very, very dangerous, so that's very disheartening for the Afterlife squad, who are hoping to have an easy rounds here. AKs all over the field. Dark Tard, Cutlass, and Davester still all right. Davester's on this huge lurk here, and they've got the bomb, so they're going to have to... This is difficult.
I was going to say, it's going to be all up to Dark Tard and Foster, Cutlass here. If they enter B together and realize that no one's there, they just got to all enter this tunnel at the same time, make sure they use their nades correctly, and they should be able to pick this up.
This is an absolute war of attrition here. They have nades where Reliable does not. TM, the only one left. They get cut out perfectly. Dark Tard and Davester, who have come on so strong in the second half. Actually, Davester was looking fine in the first half. Dark Tard, who's come on so strong in the second half, seal the door. They close the door and get to have a sigh of relief there, because that would have been...
Not a sigh of relief just yet, because it is another buy round, and this is where the crunch time is going to happen.
You're absolutely right. I just meant for that round in particular.
Gotcha.
First rounds go downfield. They do manage to attack Arya, bringing him down just about 10 health here. S&D will be fighting one-on-one with Dark Tard, who has lost and had Dark Tard taking the best of him recently. Arya coming through is actually right next to Davester, but he's backed off, thinking better of his original idea here. And it looks like Reliable is leaning toward B. They've gambled and sent a 2-1-2 look instead of their 3-1. They, of course, start with something that leans a little bit more like a 3-1-1 and come back to a 2-on-1. TM will spray through and surely kill Davester after making himself very, very visible, crossing his face at the double doors here. That's not the way you want to start if you are the terrorist force. Reliable, who have been on a slide here, have to be feeling okay about this, because they have been pushed up against the wall a little bit here by Afterlife.
Yeah, you know, and if Afterlife started doing the high-low stack in mid, they would probably come up with the kill on TM, because TM does get aggressive and peek that mid quite a bit in these rounds.
They absolutely could. Cutlass cross. Oh my lord, that was beautiful. That was absolutely gorgeous. TM goes down. Cutlass lands a 2 burst onto him, a piercing shot, then a finisher through the wall will bring it to an even split. 4-4 for both teams. Flosick has frozen. He's absolutely... it looks like he's dropped. Entry into B is good. S&D and Jay Mitchell will be the left and charged to retake, with Cutlass cutting out the flanker here. Jay Mitchell attempting to strafe jump back into CT spawn, runs into a box, unfortunately, and cannot do that. Our number 8, SMD, is the clutch man. Clay, if you will go to him, can he pull off the 1-on-3? Will he even try it? I certainly hope so. That can lead to some fireworks here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to go for it. 13-10, you know, Afterlife is on the comeback, but entering B by yourself against 3 people is very, very dangerous. And
He thinks
I think
better of it.
he's regretting it now and saying, you know what, I'm just gonna save this gun.
He's actually going to swap it out for an AK there. If Flowsick goes down, does Afterlife pause? I wonder.
Did he freeze? I wasn't on his perspective when he died.
I think he absolutely froze. And if you didn't see it, therefore the audience didn't see it, he was on a platform looking into B tunnels with Booty peeking him. His crosshair didn't move, and Booty just stood there, realized that somebody's looking right back at me, and 2-tapped him and just moved on with his life.
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked like Booty was, because I was on Booty's perspective, it looked like he was doing a quick, you know, the quick peek where you do one tap, peek it, peek out, peek it, back and forth or whatever. And I thought Flowsick was firing, but maybe he wasn't. But either way, he looks like he's back now, as he did buy a FAMAS, and this is not a save round for Reliable. They are on a gun round here.
They can absolutely surprise Afterlife here if they pull out guns and don't shoot and be disciplined about where their first encounter is, because you're thinking as Afterlife, buy a save, they should be on another save, let's treat this, you know, carefully, but you know, we feel confident about this round. Now they turn the corner, and the first thing that they notice is Reliable's TM has a gun, and surprise, Darktard, who was not anticipating it, puts a shot right over the top of his head. Now the bulletin is out, Clay, everybody knows they have guns. So now the way that this play style for this round evolves is more tentative and more careful than it was prior to that kill.
Well, you know what? It doesn't necessarily mean that Afterlife knows that they all have guns, because remember, one of them did save last round. It would be a good assumption, though.
That is quite true, and they don't have a confirmation about what gun he saved. Cutlass, who has been a entry fragger for Afterlife his entire career here, has landed 2 pivotal kills here. The second one being this round's kill on Arya. They know somebody's going to come through that smoke. The one-on-one with Jay Mitchell is in favor of Davester. Amazing play there to be confident in staying with the smoke. S&D goes through, and this round suddenly has just completely flipped on its head. TM's the only one alive, and he's number 7. Our 7-man has his gun and realizes this is lost. Guys, I'm in Reliable's mumble, just kidding, and I'm thinking to myself, what is going on, guys? Let's rally together. Let's get this done.
The big mistake there was 2 members of Reliable walking through that CT smoke and just getting decimated. And, you know, I understand that they wanted to try to get there, and they figured that maybe the members of Afterlife were just going to go straight to B. But you pretty much can guarantee that when you lay that smoke, someone's going to be waiting in mid to pick up the kills if you try to cross through that. Because, I mean, they're at the complete advantage when you're trying to walk through smoke, and they could easily just gun you down, as we just saw.
All right, so somebody in the audience just asked, is there a schedule online for the matches that will be casted? Berserk Rage, right now, our media page, our watch page, if you will, is currently under development. And very soon, you will have a comprehensive guide for what we'll be able to cast, when we'll be casting, who will be casting, and other, you know, past cast, the other materials that you would most likely want to see. I cannot wait to share that with you. But right now, it is currently being built. So stay tuned, follow us, and you'll see exactly when we can offer you our best services. This is, think of this as like the beta test here. TM steps out, will find Cutlass at the palm tree, brings him down. That's a great first kill, because Cutlass has been a force over the last couple of rounds here. They've got to, and I mean, Reliable, surprisingly, has to get their I guess their composure back, because they've had a huge slide recently.
Yeah, but that was a good job to get it started. They used smoke out and flash through B tunnels, and then 2 people peek out of Cat together, and they got the kill quite easily. The Davester getting 2 right there in the same spray. That's going to be huge. He evens up the playing field. It is now 3 versus 3 once again.
Wow, he is absolutely just out of his mind right now, playing at a very high level. 3-3, everyone has guns, but partial nades for the counter-terrorists here. Jay Mitchell, Arya, and Flowsick, between the 3 of them, only have 1 defuse kit and 2 flashes, which will be difficult to ward off any terrorists who want to take their site. Now, Booty, Davester, and Foster converging on A will leave Flowsick to his lonesome over at B. So this is a lopsided engagement in favor of the terrorists here, and it's up to Arya and Jay Mitchell, more Arya because he's on the platform, to make a big shot here, because this engagement is about to happen. First engagement with Booty. kind of unsuccessful for Arya. He spent a lot of time firing and allowed Davester and Foster to close the gap here. Another engagement with Jay Mitchell goes the way of Reliable here. Finally, it looks like there will be another round for Reliable after going on a huge, huge slide. Foster, the last one left, gets sprayed through without ever having seen him. Arya just puts a lot of FAMAS rounds through that smoke and brings them down. 14-12, Reliable knocking on the door.
I feel like the nerves might have gotten to Booty right there. I mean, he had the chance to put the shot right on him, and then he just kept spraying, even though and it didn't even look too controlled. It looked like he wasn't even pulling it down, you know, trying to get the spray to go in one direction at the box behind where TM was hiding. But, you know, a little unsuccessful there, and the Davester falls shortly after. But yeah, and look at this, the quick entry into B tried to happen. Foster tries to get that kill, and he's going to get completely punished for it. But it does quite a bit of damage to Flowsick.
Now, somebody asks, it's funny how Reliable beat Complexity the other day and now it's having trouble with Afterlife. Well, there's nothing to sniff at for Afterlife. They are the Season 2 CEVO-Main champions. It's not like they're just absolute nobodies here. It's just that they have less exposure, having played in this league before the big-name teams made the jump over to CEVO. So, you know, they are capable of playing at a high level, as you've seen. And we didn't predict them to win, to be honest. We didn't predict them to win. We think Reliable will take this one, but it's important to know that there are talented teams out there, and the way that they comported themselves here today is very telling about the talent level still out there in Counter-Strike here. So one left before Reliable seals this one up and puts it to the game point here. Davester is left on the far lurk. A couple of weak counter-terrorists, but 5 still alive is just a sad time, especially when Flowsick is looking at you coming to the cross. You're an impromptu high-low for TM, and Flowsick will bring Davester down. We're on to the match point, Clay. I don't really subscribe to this concept, Clay, but for just today, I will tell you that this is a moral victory. You know, in all sports, I hate that concept. If my team loses, you know, in football, in basketball, I don't want to hear anything about moral victories, but this kind of counts.
I would say so. You're a main team going up against a certified invite team, and you're you know, we might see 16-12 here. That's definitely not bad at all. And I think that's something you should be happy about. You know, just once, if you do lose, review the tape, learn from your mistakes, and, you know, get better.
And, you know, this has a lot to do with a crazy, crazy slide at the beginning from the counter-terrorist side from Afterlife. If they had just gotten their nerves under control and played smarter in a couple rounds, this would be neck and neck.
It definitely would, and we see some kills exchange, and it's actually looking in favor of Afterlife here. S&D on that cat almost gets caught. Now it's going to be Arya trying to get a kill, but Cutlass, that's like the 3rd time we've seen him do that nice pick in mid, and he's really doing his team a service here, as they're going to try and get Flowsick once again, but S&D actually pushed up on that cat, and he's going to be a danger here.
Absolutely. Flowsick retreats. One more on top of them. That's S&D up at the catwalk. They've got to kind of pinch, but it's 5 players, and it's going to be hard to wrangle them all. 4 players left after Flowsick lands that one. He lands another one. It's down to a 2-on-3, and suddenly Flowsick has made this a very possible take here. This pinch has to happen simultaneously. It does. Dark Tower brings him down. It's S&D versus 3. I doubt he'll even try it. Or will he?
Yeah, he might go for it. He might try to be the hero here.
Take a look at the Cass situation, though, Clay. He's got a lot to lose if he gives up his AK here, because he won't be able to buy... Well, he won't necessarily be able to buy next round if he surrenders his weapon. Yeah, he agrees with me, and he'll back off. Live to fight another day. Afterlife creeps within 2. They're playing, obviously, for the overtime, and they're playing just on the knife's edge. But, God, they are playing their minds out.
They certainly are. And Afterlife is, you know, they're doing really well this side, and Danger Pass says, sound like we're writing them off. Probably not. I mean, we casted Afterlife pretty much all season last season, so I think we're pretty well aware of what they're capable of. So, I mean, yeah, going up against this invite team, you know, we kind of had our doubts, but they're showing us that they could prove us wrong, and they're doing really well. And, you know, we wanted to see them do this well.
I am absolutely pleased, because I know how many hours these guys put in to compete with teams like Reliable, and Reliable has to be very impressed with what they're seeing here, because this is the sort of thing that we love to see out of these two teams here. A passive look for Afterlife, they'll hold off, make sure nobody pushes them, and it is very possible that they would, and they don't want to have any cogs, any wrenches thrown in any cogs this early into the round here. They've got to play very, very carefully. TM, S&D, and J Mitchell assigned to A, Arya and Flosic assigned to B, and very little mid-control here until S&D plays his swing position and sets up a distance crossfire between himself and Arya. Now this round could very well come down to Cutlass and his mid-control here, because he has been on fire as of late, and his entries have been the changing moment in each of these rounds here. So we have to wait for the change of the tide. For us, Clay, this I think has far surpassed our expectations.
Yeah, if Cutlass can pick up this kill in mid, that's going to be a huge pickup for him. Once again, he's done it about 3 or 4 times so far on this side. He's going for it again. Almost missed, almost got it. Just barely missed him. And now S&D is coming up to back him up, back up his partner Arya here in mid. And like you said, 2-1-2 is pretty much what we've been seeing lately from most counter-terrorist teams.
It's smart considering how people like to isolate the CT spawn and do a pinch onto B here. Afterlife working very, very dangerously with the clock here, allowing 30 seconds left and having everybody still alive here. First kill of the round goes to Arya. It leans toward the counter-terrorists already. Davester pouring through. S&D will jump right through the smoke and hopefully deliver a kill here. Only 2 left. Only 1 left. That one finished really quickly.
That
Reliable
was an
wins
ace,
it.
by the way, for Arya.
That was an ace for Arya. Sometimes when it's staggered, you lose those things, but fantastic play by him. 16-13. Reliable takes it like we called it. But holy cow.
Not exactly like we called it. We called it a little bit less for Afterlife right there, but they pretty much proved us completely wrong, picking up like 6 more rounds. I think we just called 8, and they get to 13.
I'm just so pleased for them because I know that Reliable is the heavy favorite here, and they should be. Reliable is such a very, very disciplined and powerful team that it's nice to see that their work paid off and that they could potentially reach that ceiling in the future. So, you know, they got the best shot. Reliable really got the best shot Afterlife could have put out for them, and I don't know if they'll agree on that point or not, but you know, for their showing, for being in front of an audience, I couldn't have asked for anything better. That was great.
They did good, and like I said, you know, 2 of their people who usually perform much better, Foster, Cutlass picked it up on that second half, but Foster and Booty didn't play quite as well as they normally do, and like we said, you know, they didn't have their IGL Immortal, so if they were there, you know, it could have been a completely different story. They could have probably came out with that win.
Great night for matches. Earlier, you saw a good one between Frost and Power Players Club. You just saw an up-and-comer, a real up-and-comer, take on an established power between Afterlife and Reliable. Now, the defending champion seat has been relinquished. Reliable has wrested the belt, if you will. But I think we'll all remember this one. And this has set the tone for the rest of our viewers to come back and join us for our future matches, because we got so many good ones coming up later in the season. Please follow the channel. Please come back. We would love to have you here, and we love to have you on CEVO TV. For CEVO TV, my partner's Klops. I'm Cotton. We hope you guys have had a good night with us, because today was very, very fun. To you, our winners who won the giveaway, and to you, our regulars, say goodnight. Clay's better at
he pretty much did it for me, but sure, I'll say it again. You know, follow us on the social media. Follow us on Twitch especially. We should be getting partnership more likely than we did on Fixation TV. I think we got a better shot here, and that will provide better viewing for all of you guys. So yeah, give us a follow, and thank you, Geeky Guy Gamer, for giving us our schedule in chat pretty much. Good job there. But yes, like I call him Brandon because that's what I'm used to. Cotton said, you know, we're CEVO TV now. I'm Klops here with Cotton. We hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Give us a follow once again, and we'll see you next time.
See you, everybody. We will have an intro.